All right, I have an overdub session today, and I got a little bit of time before the band gets here, so I am going to walk you through the overdub setup. I like to get stuff set up ahead of time. The previous session, the entire band was here, and we tracked the 2-inch tape. We did the basics, drums, bass, guitar, all right? We also did some scratch vocals, lead vocals, and stuff like that, but now it's all in Pro Tools. So I took it off the tape machine, threw my Burl mothership into Pro Tools. So that's where it lives now, and that's where we're gonna do the rest of the tracking in Pro Tools. However, it is spread out across my board, and that's how we're monitoring, all right? And I'm going to mix it that way. So for today, I do have a couple signal chains set up, and that's what we're going to walk through. We're doing overdubs. We're going to overdub electric rhythm guitars, acoustic guitar, and probably some vocals. We'll see, all right? But I like to have it all set up just in case. So let's walk through that. First of all, guitar. I have a DI set up. This DI is going into a Neve 1272. That 1272 is being captured right here in the Pro Tools, but you can see that it's muted. And the reason why it's muted is because I don't want to hear it. I'm just saving that in case down the road we don't like this guitar tone, and then I could reamp him through any amp that we want to choose, all right? He doesn't even have to be here. That reamp playback is exactly like him being here, and then we could choose any amp we want. Besides that, it is malted out of this radio into an old Bassman. That Bassman is going through a 1963 cab, mic'd with a Sennheiser 441 and a Sony C38. These are phase correct. They are going into an API preamp setup. This is my design. So this is a pair of API 312s, Sony C38 with phantom power. That's why you see the light, and the Sennheiser 441. These are coming out through the mothership in the Pro Tools. So that's that. This is the radial reamp box in case we want to reamp later down the road. All right, so for acoustic guitar and vocals, I have a Neumann KM84, all right, from 1974, and a Flea 47, which is a U47 copy. And these two microphones are going through that wall plate right there. That wall plate is coming through into a pair of Neve 1064. So acoustic guitar is this bottom 1064. So the signal chain for the vocals is the U47 into a 1064. The 1064 is hitting the gate stay level, getting all that beautiful tube saturation through the Burl mothership in the Pro Tools. All right, and for playback, I have a mix set up for headphones going through this discrete monitor section. I have talkback. Here's the talkback microphone. All right, and then it's going through here, stereo left and right, into this awesome sounding Furman distribution amplifier. I used Samson for 20 years. There it is, and that works great still, but this one sounds a little better to me, actually a lot better. And it's going through to the headphones over there hanging on that microphone stand. All right, so beyond that, we're just waiting for the band. As soon as they get here today, I don't know if it's just going to be the singer or the whole band. Doesn't make a difference to me. We're going to capture greatness. So I'll tell you what, let's hear just those drums. Let me solo those drums real quick. So that is the kit recorded in this room. It wasn't my drum set, he brought his. It was an extremely small Gretsch Catalina kit. Small kick drum, floor tom, rack tom. I'm actually going to do a video about that, the setup that we did, how I mic those drums. That'll be coming up in the near future, so keep an eye out for that. Basically, what you just heard, those drums in there on the playback, that's not mix. That's just the instruments recorded in the room. Yes, spent time getting the drums tuned right. Spent time with good mic placement. Spend time putting the drums in a position in the room that sounds good. All right. And the only thing we're hearing here is playback spread across the board and basically level set and panning. Like the records in the 70s that we love and we grew up listening to, or at least I have. The time spent mixing those is very minimal, but the time they spent recording and setting up and making sure everything sounded right was a ton of time. They spent weeks recording drums, okay? They spent weeks recording guitars. When it came time to mix, they were basically mixing as they go. A lot of times, by the time they got done recording everything, they set some final adjustments and some final panning, a little bit of compression here and there. Boom, print it. That's the mix. And that's the one we still hear today, all right? So I'm just trying to get this point across. What you're recording should sound musical, and if it doesn't, figure out why your recording doesn't sound good. Because it goes a long way when it sounds great right off the bat. When you got a record type sound just from recording. I have a band coming in next week, and it's already been pre-approved that I could record, track them, and share it all with you guys. So I'm going to do that, all right? I'm going to take the time to show you how I'm recording the band, how we're tracking when they're here, and we're going to go through all that. Thank you for watching. Take care.